Hello, hello. Oh wait. No wait, mic is on. Actually, mic's actually on. Okay. Hello, hello. Goblin speaking. So Goblin's doing a short little video here to express a theory about the show Arcane. I mean, you see it in the title. What do you think was gonna happen? I'm gonna talk about bamboos or something? Anyway. Goblin wants to clarify here, spoilers. Spoilers for the end of Season 2's Act 3. Spoilers. Have you got your spoiler warning? Goblin's gonna put in big capital letters. Spoilers ahead. So click off the video if you haven't watched the end of Arcane yet. So we all saw what happened. If you are not here anymore after I warned of the spoilers. Goblin is bebuffled. Because last Goblin checked, Goblin doesn't know where in the world's Heimdallr. Is he still trapped in that world? Goblin thinks he gets that, but Heimdallr's not dead last Goblin checked, but yeesh. What happened to the sad yodel boy trapped in that world? Forever, I guess? Goblin's not sure. But anyway, Goblin thinks also Vector's dead. And a Goblin sees it killed off a lot of, legends themselves. They're not supposed to be dead, technically, within the game lore. Goblin's not sure how to feel. Goblin's not sure how to feel. It is absurd what Goblin feels. But yeah, Goblin also wants to point out with what happened, the fact is that Jinx seems to be dead, and so is technically the Warwick, who is Vander. Goblin's like, wait, they just killed off two of some of the most major people from Zon? What? No, this does not add up. No. But Goblin wants to point out, they actually set it up perfectly. Goblin is impressed with how they set it up. It was well written. Because Goblin remembers in the ending scene, Caitlyn was looking at something left behind by Jinx, and found this whole map layout area where it showed a possible conduit vent that led out. Goblin thinks since there was no founding of showing of Jinx's body, because a lot of dead legends, or a lot of dead characters from the show, their bodies were shown dead. They were shown dead. Goblin thinks Jinx is still alive. I mean, that ship leaving the space for some reason, that was so out there. Who left? Who was leaving? Goblin thinks it implies Jinx left. Goblin thinks Jinx is alive and left on that airship. Vander, I do not. Goblin does not know about Vander or fusion guy thing. Goblin does not know what happened to them. No idea. But Goblin does know that the implied different timelines that were shown with Echo and Heimdallr and how they can interconnect and all that and the time travel stuff, Goblin believes that implies that there are so many timelines to hop between, that there's so many different ways that the legends can end up dead or alive within their own world. There are so many storytelling possibilities that they left with that. It was impressive and clever. Goblin also is confused on where were they going to go with it now. Because Goblin feels like the story's a bit incomplete. There's a lot of plot threads finished. The whole plot seems to be finished, but doesn't feel finished either to Goblin. It feels like they left something open that Goblin cannot place together. Because Goblin personally was hoping, this is just Goblin's hopes, really. Goblin hopes that because it's there's 3 acts per season, so there's 3 episodes, each representing an act, it would be a perfect theming, transitional thing, Goblin's opinion, that they have a 3rd season with 3 more acts to finish it off. That's personally Goblin's opinion. But where would the story go from here? Goblin has no idea, personally. He has no idea. Goblin's just amazed at the writing, for the most part. There's some things that Goblin was I don't care for that, personally. But that's Goblin's personal opinions on stuff. But other than that, the plot threads, the character deaths as well, it was wait, you actually, Goblin surprised you went and killed them off? And Is the ambassador lady still alive? I think Goblin saw her die as well, technically, in a sense. Did she actually kill her off, or is she just imprisoned? Goblin needs to double check. Oh, so much happened. Goblin's gonna need to rewatch a lot. Also, Goblin loves Jinx's redemption arc. Oh, it was so fantastically written. But, yeah, Goblin's just dumbstruck. What else is Goblin supposed to say? What can you say about what happened in Arcane's final act, season 2? It left a lot of finishing points, but also leaves me like, wait a minute. Last that Goblin checked, everyone doesn't look like what they look like in League. Or is that on purpose? Or yeah, it's just there's a lot of plot threads and details from like the main game that does imply that something else should be happening. To Goblin's mind, at least. Plus, like, I don't know. Goblin feels like that stinking singed guy still should be punished and all that. He seems to be just living a happy life now with his immortal daughter. Goblin's not sure how to feel about that bit either. There's so much that happened. So much death as well. Goblin's like, sheesh. Also, Caitlyn losing her eye? Sheesh. That ambassador lady was psycho. I already knew I didn't like her, but sheesh. If she's dead, I'm glad. I'm sorry, that's one of the legends I'm glad is dead. And stay dead. If not, fareway. Now, for all the brave soul, the storytelling was fantastic and showed the horrors of, like, wars and battles. Like that, it was well portrayed what was happening. Jace also got an amazing redemption just in the first episode, revealing everything that happened to him, Echo, Heimdina. No, yeah, well, even still, Goblin's still confused. Where's Heimdina? Wait, is he still trapped in the wall? Did he stay there purposely? Goblin would have liked if he actually went back with Echo. He could have changed the battle a little bit with his machines. Wait, that's in the game version. I'm not sure if Heimdina is that skilled combatant. Yeah, okay. You know what? Doesn't matter. Goblin is just wowed at the storytelling and how everything happened. Goblin's also heartbroken in some ways. Goblin knows that League is going to take full advantage of the success of Arcane. Like, Riot Games should take advantage of it. Just Goblin's thinking, like, what story they're going to tell next after Jinx's and Vi's. Because really, they can continue with it with this third season, but end it after that, really. Goblin thinks after the third season, it should be done. So what's left? Well, Goblin knows about over 200 champions to choose from that are not from Piltover or Zon. So Goblin definitely thinks there are plenty of stories that could still be told. That's Goblin's personal opinion. But Goblin thinks one that actually would be fascinating to see, because it would connect and continue some of the themes from Piltover or Zon's story with Arcane. Goblin actually thinks, like, one based on, like, characters from, like, the deserty areas, you know, like those two Egyptian gods, the crocodile. Goblin doesn't know all the lore. Goblin will need to double check the League lore. But Goblin has a list of characters that personally, Goblin already has an idea title, The Wandering Souls. That's what Goblin is thinking personally. But Goblin would definitely base the story around legends that wouldn't normally be in one place. Like Goblin's thinking like Anna, Amuru, traveling or wandering souls. Like Yasuo actually would definitely be in there. Those who are wandering around and have no one place to stay. That would be, because there's some very fun storytelling you can do with that, and Goblin has a few ideas for it. But Goblin would have to go over them. Plus, Goblin would definitely love a story arc involving the Yordles and their own dimensional plane thing that they enter through the magical tree paths that connect them to everywhere within Runeterra. Goblin would definitely like a story on that, so that's what Goblin's thinking with the idea in his head, the Wandering Souls. But yeah, Oh, there's just so much to tell because there's such a big lore and story within all of Runeterra. But yeah, this is Goblin's probably done mumbling at this point. Goblin just needed to get it off his chest that Arcane ended on a very interesting note for season 2. Goblin would like a season 3, but it may not probably happen. Just Goblin thinks the theming is a good continuational thing that should be done since it fits with the theming of the axe and all that. But Goblin doesn't think it will happen because it did end off in a pretty good note, even if it was bittersweet. But that's what usually happens with League because all the League character lores suck. None of them really have a happy ending. Goblin would definitely like to see more happy ending characters. Thank you. But anyway, this is the Goblin saying farewell.